Your certification works in 3 different ways. Number 1 is you have to pass your state exam, which is self-study. Obviously, we had 2 people pass the exam this week, Wells and Rochelle, in different states. So every state operates independently, but they're basically about 100 questions, multiple choice. There's nothing written, no essays. You can take the test at the state testing center, or you can even proctor it at home, depending on which state you live in. Then you have the 12-week course, which is this. You'll be with me for your first approximately 90 days, and we'll be covering fundamentals, basics, how the compensation works, how to get promoted, how to earn your, how to get licensed, how the products work, how the software works, how to get referrals, how to collect data, how to make recommendations, why we recruit people, how we recruit people, our system, the technology, everything. This is week 3. So it doesn't matter which week you start. They're all interchangeable. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's how you go. If you started in week 10, you go 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the most important thing. You have to go on qualified meetings with your trainer. Okay, this is a in the field business. You got to learn this with a trainer. One of our RVPs, his name is Dante. He is an airline pilot. That was what he did before he started working here. He worked for an airline called Independence Air. That airline ended up going out of business. And he said, the longer you were in the cockpit with a skilled pilot, the better pilot you'd be. And when you're flying and you're training, they're going to let you, they'll show you the controls. They'll let you fly a little bit. They'll let you do certain things. And when they feel you can take off, fly, and land, then you can go on your own. Same thing. You're going to be with your trainer. Your trainer's going to help you with everything. But you got to go on these qualified meetings. That's how you're going to get experience. All right. So one thing, let me show you something real quick. I pulled this from Smart Money in 2009, I believe. I saw this graphic that if you take 100 people at age 65, this is America. 47% are dependent. They're dependent on the government or a family member. They are broke. And in the article, it says dead broke. 32% are still working. They have to work. 16% are deceased, so they're not really included in this statistic of money. 4 are okay. That means they have a net worth of $1 million or more, and 1% is wealthy. This is America. You can work 2, 3 jobs. People create apps from jail. You have people that came from nothing. Immigrants that came to this country, they don't know the language. People are millionaires. I mean, this is America. I lived in Florida for a year, and you'd get on the news, and people they'd get in boats and rafts, and they try to come from Cuba to the United States, and they get milk and water in their raft, and sometimes the boat would capsize and they die. And you'd hear about this all the time. People would just get in a raft and try to. Not one time did you ever hear people going from Florida to Cuba. You never heard that. Why? Because this is the American dream. People can come here and make money. People have an opportunity. People can run their own business. People can become successful. People can get educated. People can, whatever it is. People flee, government. All this stuff that happens. People come here, and this is the American reality now. That almost 80-90% of people work until they die. And why is that? And you might get disheartened. I got a little disheartened when I saw this. But what we do and what we teach here is what this wealthy 1% does. See, success is easy. If you find somebody who has what you want and do what they did, you'll have similar results. You hang out with a lot of successful people. You talk like they talk. You think like they think. You read what they read. You hang out where they hang out. You have the same habits. Guess what? You're going to be successful. But the opposite goes for that as well. There's a flip side of that coin. You hang out with a bunch of broke people. You talk about what they talk. You read what they read. You spend the way they spend. Guess what? You're going to be broke too. And it says, why do 95% fail when it comes to their finances? No financial education, no financial game plan, no financial coach. But I want to go deeper than this. This is the easy way out. They don't have financial, and that is true. They don't have financial education. Most people don't have a plan. They don't have a coach. But what are we doing here? We're studying the 1%. What do you think that most of the people in the 1 and 4% have in common? Yes, they have a financial plan. They have a financial coach. Absolutely. It's their compensation. It's how they get paid. And I talk about this in our webinar all the time. I was an accountant. I studied accounting at Virginia Tech. Revenues minus expenses is profits. If you're betting your entire future on working hard for a company that does better if they pay you less because you're an expense to the company, you're in trouble. Because there is a great conflict. Companies are trying to keep expenses down, and payroll is the biggest expense. And so here, and I know people, how am I going to get clients? How does it work? Do I get paid for time? Those, and I know you're new here, many of you, those are the wrong questions to ask. You want a different compensation system. I remember at my company when I worked in corporate America, my boss was 55 years old. He said, 30 years from now, you can be me. I don't want that plan. I made $20,000 my first year part-time. I quit my job. I made $71,000 my second year. I made $202,000 my third year. And I've never made less. And every year I go up, I make $500,000. I work less. And Rochelle, you have the same plan that I do. And you can be me in 3 to 5 years. In 10 years, you can make $1 million a year. That's the plan I want. But it comes with a magnificent compensation system. So when you see this compensation that I'm going to show you, and yes, it could make you nervous or uncomfortable or just puzzled because I didn't understand. I don't understand. I work, I get paid. I work for 2 weeks, I get paid. But think of how a business owner thinks. So Wells might say to me, you know what? I've only had jobs my whole life. I understand working and getting paid. A business owner says, wait, so if I work, I get paid only every 2 weeks? So if I work harder, is it the same every 2 weeks? Yeah. Well, what if I work harder? Do I get more? No, you get the same. And what about the person next to me? If they work less, do they get the same? Yeah. So everybody gets the same? Only 2 weeks? And at the end of the year, am I going to get paid more? Yeah, sure. 3%. 3%. I want to double my income. I want to triple my income. I want to grow my income by 10 times. Nope, doesn't work like that. And who determines how much I make? Oh, you do? It's not me? See, business owners would be puzzled and confused. If I grew up in China, I'd speak Chinese. Success is a different language. And so I am very excited about always sharing our compensation. It is unique, but it's what gives us so much power. And it's what makes us different. And so you need to embrace it and understand our compensation. Because if you get this, people that make money understand money and how to make money. All right. So here are some of our different product lines, and I'm going to go through how to get promoted and how all these work. These are our major products. Okay. Life. When we say life, we mean life insurance. Okay. Auto and home insurance. Vivint. That's the home security to make your home a smart home. Variable annuity. That's a type of investment. Mutual funds. That's a type of investment. A will. When you write a will for a family, and then loans that we offer in certain states through Quicken Loans. Okay. Now, I'm going to use life insurance because the numbers are a little cleaner than some of the other numbers in terms mathematically to subtract and add and things of that nature as I go through it. So life, and then also life insurance is the first area that you're going to get licensed in. Okay. So say, for example, we get a client that pays, our average client pays $125 a month. That's the husband and the wife. Okay. We get paid on the annual amount. So we annualize that, and that's what we get paid on. Okay. So as a rep, I just want to make sure I have my percentages right. I'm whipping out my calculator here. So as a representative, when you get licensed, you're at 35%. Okay. So the client pays $1,500 a year. You get $525. That is the starting contract. That is an insane amount of money. Okay. It might take you 30, 45 minutes, an hour to help a client, maybe 2. If you're the slowest person on earth, 5 hours. And if you're the slowest person in the galaxy, 10 hours, $500. Now, as a district leader, you're at 50%. So you get $750. As a division leader, you get 60%, $900. As a regional leader, you're at 70% or $1,050. And a vice president, you're at 110%, like me. So I'm at 110%. So a client pays $1,500 a year, I get $1,650. I'm looking for videos here. All right, who did I just unmute? I can't see your name.
Joy.
Joy. Okay, Joy.
Yes. Good morning.
Morning. Who recruited you? Do I know you? Have I met you before?
Nikki recruited me, but I'm on a team with Shanita and Rochelle and Chelsea.
Okay. All right. You're part of the pro wrestling team. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, Body Slam. All right. And where do you live?
Laurel, Maryland.
Okay. All right. So you're from the DMV. All right. That's good. So how does this work? How can a client pay $1,500 a year and the compensation to me be $1,650? How does that work?
Well, Shaq, you must have seen my facial expression because that's the same question I asked. I was looking a little skeptical, like, well, how is it more than what the actual annual amount is? But I take it building your team is the answer. Building your team, reaching those levels.
So how does life insurance premium work? Have you gone on any appointments?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So have you closed any business? Have you gotten a client yet?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember what they applied for or what they did?
They pretty much once they establish a premium, so they use through a tool of premium when they pay their premium.
Yeah, but what kind of product did they get? Did they get a 20-year or 30-year? You remember what your client applied for?
30 year, I think. 30 year.
So like for example, I have insurance, right? I own the product. I believe in insurance. I have millions of dollars of coverage, right? Because if something happens to me, I want to make sure my wife, I have 3 young kids. I don't want my wife to worry about money, right? At all. I mean, you know, I've worked hard to get to where I am, and I wouldn't want my family to sacrifice this. And I don't need insurance, right? I practice what I preach. I've saved a lot of money. You know, my wife is completely competent to work. If she wanted to work, she could run the business. You know, she's also a barred attorney. But if something happened to me, I don't want my wife to worry about any money. I don't want her to have to ask anybody for money. I don't want to have to downgrade the house. I don't want my kids, my family, my wife to deal with my death and financial problems at the same time, right? So I have a 35-year program. So this compensation is based on 1 year. We get paid 1 year. Now, there are some small renewals that we get, but after the first year, who keeps the money?
The company.
The life insurance company. Now, that's not a bad deal, because guess what? They pay the claims. If someone dies, they pay the claim. So like, for example, within 9 months of, you know, not 9 months, but after I went full time, within 9 months, one of my clients died. She got leukemia. She died. She died. It was very aggressive. You know, we wrote her up a policy, and she died 9 months later of issuing that policy. She died $250,000. I couldn't afford that. I told you, I made $20,000 my first year. I made $70,000 my second year. See, you always partner up with an insurance company, because our company pays $1.5 billion of claims per year. Right? I've earned $4 million since I've been part of the company. Well, guess what? I've paid out more than $4 million of claims, and the insurance company pays that. Okay. So we get paid on the annual amount one time. So even though they pay more than the client's paying that first year, we know we're getting the company's getting clients for life. And while we do get some renewals, this is basically insurance, especially life insurance, is what we call upfront compensation. Okay, does that make sense, Joy?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, auto and home. This is a referral program. So you don't really need to know anything about this. If the client wants to save money, we call basically an insurance program. It's called Answer Financial. It's actually the largest insurance online marketplace in the country. And they use nationwide. They use a lot of the companies that you see on commercials. They don't use some like State Farm and stuff, but they use many of them. And so I call with Joy. Joy wants to reduce her auto and home insurance, and they do all the work. They say, okay, hey, and what are the hopes? That we can save the client money so they can invest money. They can purchase insurance. They can pay down debt. I save $1,500 a year with Geico. Great. What'd you do with the money? I don't know. Then you didn't save it, right? So we show people how to reinvest that money back into their plan. And sometimes money's very tight. So if we can free up money for the client, they can use those dollars to their program. Vivint, that's the same thing. It's just a referral program. You don't even need a license. You watch an online video for a certification, and the Vivint customer service does all the work. They close the sale, they do everything, and you make $250. And your first one, you get an iPad. So if you want an iPad to help build your business, close one Vivint sale. Now, there's no override in Vivint, which I'll talk about in a second, except unless you're an RVP. Variable annuity. You see all the products work the same way. Variable annuity, you need a license, you need an investment license. Mutual funds, you need an investment license. Depending on the state, you do not need a license, because we contract out a law firm and they do all that work. And then loans, depending on your state, you do need a license to do that. And these are the compensations. So I'm going to use life insurance again as the illustrative product, because life insurance, the dollar amounts are round numbers. So it makes it easier for me to do the math in my head. So say, for example, I hire Joy. Okay, I hire Rochelle, and Rochelle gets to district leader. Okay, and Rochelle writes a sale for $125 a month. Rochelle makes $750. Okay, everybody follow me? Now, if I'm a vice president and I hire Rochelle, she makes $750. I make $900 when she does the work. Okay, everybody follow that? That's called overrides. That's called business. That's called capitalism. Okay, that's how business works. Somebody sells a car at the Toyota dealership. Guess what? 7 or 8 people get paid. The salesperson gets paid, the sales manager, the branch office manager, the distributor, the dealership. 7 or 8 people get paid. So now, Rochelle, if you hire Joy and Joy goes out and passes her exam and she's a rep and she writes a sale, you're a district and she writes a 1,500, how much do you make?
$750.
No, if Joy writes a sale.
Oh, if Joy writes a sale?
Joy makes $525, correct? Because she's a rep.
Yeah.
So how much do you make?
And I'm a district, right?
Yep.
So when did I make $750 if she wrote a sale? Or no?
So she makes $525. You get the difference.
Oh, I get the difference of that.
So you get $225.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the math. Mm-hmm.
Right? You get $225. So if and now you didn't do the work. Okay. Joy found the client. Joy did the paperwork. Joy wrote them up. Joy quoted them. Now you helped train Joy. You made an investment. You hired her and you trained her. But once she's independent and she's good to go, you get to override. So Joy, you made $525. Are you happy? Give me a thumbs up if you're happy. Right? Now, Rochelle, you made $225 and you didn't do the work. Right? Are you happy? And what would you tell Joy? What would you say to her after she did that?
What would I say to her? I would.
Would you call her and say, good job?
Oh, yeah. We would go over the top. I mean, I love celebrating success. So, yeah, she'd be getting a call, all of it. I'd be like, yeah, girl.
And then you'd say, go do it again, right?
Absolutely.
Chop, chop, right? Now, let me ask you, if you could do the work and make $525 like Joy. Okay, so you do the work, you make $525. Or if someone else does the work and you made $225, what would you rather have? $225, someone else does it, or $525, you do it?
I mean, I'd rather do it because it's $525, but I mean, everyone likes to wake up with money that they didn't even have to do anything for.
So here it's a trick question, because what if you could do both, right? You could do the work and hire somebody to do the work, right? What if you had 3 Joys? What if you had 10? What if you had 100? So when I tell people I make $500,000 a year, people don't really, and it's not that I make $500,000. There are people that make money, but they work. They work hard, because no company is going to pay you $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and you don't have to do anything. But my income is passive. Why? Because I have an organization. I have 350 agents, and they work for themselves. They don't work for me. Because, you know, if I died, God forbid, right? And, you know, I hope you guys would pray for me and mourn me, you know, but, you know, you'd be back at work. Why? Because Rochelle doesn't work for me. She works for her baby, right? So, scenario one, help John and Mary with their life insurance needs, make $442. Okay. Scenario two, if you help two families, $884. What if you help one family a week, right? Three families, $1,300. Now, I just want you to understand a little bit personal, right? Say you do one life client, $600, override two district leaders, $972 in cash, three life clients, one investment client, $2,200, five district leaders, just doing five life clients, $3,100. See, we are an agency. This is a brokerage. There are a lot of brokerages: stock brokerage, mortgage brokerage, insurance brokerage, real estate brokerage. Our company is just a financial services technology brokerage. We use the term vice president, but that's another term for broker. And you can create other brokers. That's it. See, an agent has limited income, no security, no time. You have time or money, and you know, you're only as good as you. If you get unhealthy, you get sick, you on vacation, you don't make any money. A broker has unlimited income. That doesn't mean that I make an unlimited amount of money, but there's no limit on the money I make. I have more security, and I have time and freedom. And every agent wants to become the broker. The problem in a traditional business is there's only one broker. And so if Rochelle wants to become a broker, I don't want to lose her. So I never am going to teach her everything that I know. See, that's the problem in traditional business, is your very best people always leave and start their own. Always. Not sometimes, always. The best, most brightest, most ambitious, most driven people. And that cripples a company because you spend so much time investing in people. Like I used to, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an investor, right? So I owned I've owned several companies before in the past. Nothing like this company. This company's the best, but I owned a moving company, a very successful moving company. We did 4,000 moves a year, $7 million of business, 32 trucks. You guys have seen this company if you're around the DC metro area. It's called My Guys Moving and Storage. And I was an owner of that company, and we own the corporate franchise. We own the entire thing. There were 7 corporate, and we lost 2 people. So we came in, they came in, we trained them, we taught them everything. They used our system, every single thing. And then they went out and started their own. That happens in business. So not only did we lose 2 great people, they're actually our competition now, and we trained them. That's the problem in a normal business. But in our business, it works differently. And I'm going to show you our compensation in a second, that obviously we get overrides, but I will actually make more money if you become a vice president and you become a broker and an owner. I make more money. So if Rochelle comes to me in Primerica world and says, hey, Shaq, I want to become a broker, I'm not discouraged. I'm not intimidated. I'm not threatened. I say, good, great, let's go. How fast? I'll help you. I'll work with you night and day. Why? I want her to be broker more than she does. Why? Because I make money if she makes money, which I'll talk to you about in a second. Okay. So here is how you get promoted. Here's how you, now look, there's not a limited number of promotions. There's no corporate politics. There's no bureaucracy here. I don't care who you are, how old you are, what you look like, what college you went to or didn't go to. I don't care what you got on the score of your exam. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're the same religion as me. I remember in corporate America, I worked in corporate America. You know, you had to nosy up with the right people. I felt, man, I don't go to happy hours. I don't play golf. I don't know these people. You know, I had my own life outside of corporate America. I didn't want to have to go to all the social functions, but I felt, you know what, maybe I should start because I won't get promoted. I don't care if you're a woman or a man. You know, they say that in corporate America, female counterparts at least 37 cents per dollar paid less for the same work. Corporate America sucks. It really sucks if you're a woman. We don't have any of that. You do these promotions, you bring the paper, we promote you. That's the way it works. So, senior rep, which is that's really called the rep position once you get licensed. Okay. If you do one recruit and you do one client and you pass your exam, you become a senior rep. Okay, you'll be paid at 35%. And then the other products work the same way. I'm only using insurance because, like I said, they're nice round numbers. A district leader, you're at 50%. That's 3 recruits, $2,500 in premium, and 1 person must get licensed on your team. Now, division leader, and this is 1 month. All the numbers you see on the left side right here, right? That means you have to do that in a month. 5 recruits and $5,000 in premium. You have 1 district leader and then 2 licensed reps. So you have at least 3 licensed people. Now you can get to division leader. We have what we call a personal producer track, and you can get to division leader without recruiting anybody. Okay, if that's what you choose to do and that's your prerogative. Now there are different guidelines, which I don't go over here, but you can get to division leader. It's called a personal producer track. But the higher contracts, regional leader, regional vice president, those are reserved for builders, people that are building organizations. Now, okay, who did I unmute?
Yes, Virginia. Good morning. Got to turn yours off.
I'm getting that echo.
Yeah, I have my sister Juanita here also.
Oh,
And
okay.
we're both listening in. She's visiting from Savannah.
Oh, okay. What's up, sis?
Hey.
All right, Virginia. So, and I know I met you before. So let me ask you, if I am a district leader, or say I'm a vice president, okay, I hire you, you're a district leader. Okay, you follow me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Hold on. We got 2 things going in the same room. Trying to get my volume up.
You want me to call on somebody else? I don't want to mess you up.
I'll just listen in. Okay, go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm a vice president. I hire you. You are a district leader. Okay. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So that means I have what we call 60% spread. Okay. So when you write a sale, say it's, you know, 1,000 in annual premium, you make 500, I make 600. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get promoted to division leader, now you're going to be at 60%. Okay. So that means on every sale, theoretically, I make less money because you're moving up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So why would I ever want to promote you? Why would I ever want you to go up in ranks and move up the ladder?
Yeah, you'd be building your team.
Okay. What does that mean? That you are right. That is the right answer. But what does that mean?
That means eventually you will be regional leader at some point.
Okay, that's true. But why would I want you to get promoted?
So that I could grow my team.
Okay. Why? You're right. You're right there. But see, you guys got to get this. This is very important. Why would I want you to get promoted if I make less money?
I'm
What
missing the
happens if you
mark,
build,
man.
what happens if you build a bigger team?
Well, once I build a bigger team, my team builds a bigger team.
Okay. So we have a bunch of people. What does that mean though?
That means more money in everybody's pocket.
Why does it mean more money? Why? How are they going to make more money?
How are they going to make more money?
Because they do
Because
more
their
business.
percentage is going to increase.
No, they do more business. With a bigger team so I will give you a higher contract if you have a bigger team, because if you have a bigger team, you're going to do more business. Does that make sense? See, just having a big team that doesn't do anything, 0 times 0 is 0, right? I mean, anytime, any number, you got 20 agents, we don't produce, nobody makes any money. But if we have 20 agents, theoretically, and it will happen mathematically, they will do more business. So I have no problems promoting you, Virginia, to a higher level, because I might make less money per sale, but you're bringing more sales. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind having a less percentage if you're doing more business, because it's just a mathematical equation. That's why we require recruiting and getting more people licensed in our promotion requirements, because you can only do so much yourself. But if you have a bigger team, you do more business. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, you don't have to recruit anybody here. I want everybody to understand that. Okay. This is not one of those things where you have to recruit. We don't get paid anything to recruit people. We don't get a sign-up fee. We don't get $1. None of it. However, if you recruit, you'll build a bigger team. If you build a bigger team, you'll do more business. And if you do more business, you'll make more money. Okay, but you don't have to recruit here. Okay, don't think that you do. You don't have to. You can work as an independent agent by yourself for as long as you want. Okay, so let me go through this kind of building a big money business, and so you can really see the compensation. So your mission is to move from trainee to soloist to field trainer within 90 to 120 days. That's our job. Okay. How do we do that? Pass your exam, witness a lot of field training appointments, qualified meetings on Zoom with your trainer, and complete this 12-week course. Okay. So the secret is mastering recruiting, qualified appointments, financial money GPS, and referrals. Okay. So say, for example, you're a district leader and you do 4,000 of annual premium and 250,000 of other products. That's loans, investments, things of that nature. Okay. 3,000 personal of business, you're at 50% comp. That means you make $1,500. 1,000 team, you get a 20% override. That's $200. That's $1,700. Plus the other products, that's $1,375. That's Vivint, that's loans, that's investments. Total of $3,000 a month. Okay. Now that's you and 3 licensed people. That's a strong, good district leader. A regional leader. If you have 6 district leaders on your team, this is like Shondell and Jen Lee. They're regional leaders like this. You're doing 30 clients a month, $1.5 million in other products or Vivint or loans or insurance investments. You're at 70% comp. That's $2,100, 27,000 team. That means you override them at on average 15%. That's $4,000, $6,000 in just insurance and other products, $4,500, $10,000 a month, right? Shondell, Jen, they've eclipsed this number before. I think the highest they both have made are $11,000 or $12,000 in a month. Now, vice president, you get 110%. Say you're a smaller vice president, you're just doing 20 clients a month. You still do 3 personal at 110%. That's $3,300, 17,000 team. That's a 40%, 6,800. Now, here's the cool thing. As a vice president, you get a bonus every month. And they bonus you on your annual premium. So like you get I get a 20% bonus on my annual premium every month, just in my team. So if I did 20,000, I think last month we did, 27,000 or something like that. That's a $4,000 bonus. That's 14,000 of income, $1 million of other products. That's 7,500, 21,000. This is say like Sophia and T and Shay Felton and Samir. They make this type of money and more, right? Obviously, some of them have made more than this in a month. Now, if you promote an RVP, okay, I get a bonus on their business too, right? And I still override my RVPs. And this is where it gets a little confusing. Don't worry about it, okay? You're going to hear this over and over again. But so say, for example, Virginia becomes an RVP. I still get a 15% override. And I get a 10% bonus on what she does. So the more money she makes, the more money I make. So just on my RVPs, I make $8,000 to $10,000 a month if they're productive. And this is about my compensation, right? 43,000 a month. I think, the last 4 months in a row, we've averaged 60 grand a month of income, right? Because we have more than 1 or 2 or 3 RVPs. I have 8 vice presidents. And this is about where my compensation is. I'm not quite here. I'm a little bit less than this. But like say you have, a team that's doing, 100 to 150 clients a month through your whole team. This is how the compensation is broken down. So this is where it starts. My challenge to everybody is to go on at least 3 qualified meetings a week. Reserve 1 night to do meetings. You're doing these on Zoom. You don't have to drive anywhere. You just got to wear a shirt. You can even below the waist. I don't care what you do. Okay. Keep it appropriate, but keep it PG. But you can wear sweats, pajama pants, shorts. I don't care what you do. Okay. But this is the way I worked. I worked Tuesday night. That was the night I worked. I had training on Thursday night. So I worked Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Tuesday I did appointments. So say on a Monday, you went on 3 appointments at 5, 7, and 9 o'clock. 3 appointments, even if you're bad, you're going to get 1 client. That's $1,000 in premium. A district leader contract, that's $500 in compensation. So if you do that once a week, and then if you're in 12 homes, you'll get at least 1 loan or 1 investment for a total of $1,000. That's $3,000 a month working 1 day a week. Because remember, training is not work. This is not work. This is learning. This is classroom. This isn't work. Work is doing the meetings. Now, the cool thing is if you teach 8 people how to run this schedule, you'd make $25,000 a month. Do you think that you could teach one person, you could get them excited? Hey, Joy, if I could show you how to work 1 day a week and make $3,000 a month, would you be excited about that? Helping people, flexible schedule. Meaningful work, something with more potential, residual income. And if you can teach 8 people how to work 1 day a week, making $3,000 a month, you make $25,000 a month. And you know, I always tell people, and I'm going to open up for questions in a minute, okay? I always tell people, you know, I know you may be thinking, can I do this, this, and that? And you should be thinking that. And I'm glad that you're thinking like that. But I've already done it. That's why I know you can do it. And I've already trained people to do this. Multiple people making 6 figures. So we're not on trial, meaning we know how to do it. We've been down in the hole and we've gotten out, so we can show you how to get out too. We tell you, you know, put 2 cups of sugar, put 2 cups of sugar, or else the recipe won't taste the same. So as long as you listen and follow instructions, you're going to be totally fine. All right. Understand and embrace our promotions and compensation. It's the greatest thing that we have in our company. So I'm going to open up just a little bit because we ended a little early for questions.